Alrighty, here we are. So let's get started. For those of you who don't know, I am Mr. World Famous. And the best way to contact me is to follow me on Twitter at Mr. World Famous. No underlines, no scores, no dots, no dashes, quote unquote. Of course, MrWorldFamous.com. If you need to contact me by email, that's MrWorldFamous@gmail.com. And if you don't got Gmail and you're in this music industry or the entertainment industry, or basically if you're a business professional, you need to have Gmail. I don't know how many times I got to tell y'all that, but you need to have Gmail. Gmail does a whole lot. Now I'm going to get off of that. But once again, to be able to keep up with when I'm doing these recordings, definitely follow me on Twitter. On Facebook, of course, my fan page is Mr. World Famous. I'll probably have a link in here somewhere. But anyway, I decided to do this. I decided to do this segment because I want to ask the question to the hip hop industry, or should I say the artist in this case. Are you really a hip hop artist or rapper, whichever one you choose to call yourself? And if you don't know, there is a difference, and that's important that you know that too. All right, let's start off here. If you are a rapper or a hip hop artist, the number one question that you have to ask yourself is, why do you rap? And the reason why I really want to break this down is because the Google Hangouts that I'm going to be doing is going to fit those individuals who want to be on the next level, who are on the next level and trying to do things bigger and better than what they are doing. That's the purpose of us having a Google Hangout, coming together to network, share ideas, collaborate, or even do business with one another, in so many words. Yeah. So that's the purpose of it. Me telling everybody to join me on Google Hangout, which of course is on Gmail. That's why I keep telling you, get Gmail, add me to your circle of friends. I'm gonna do the same thing on your Gmail, and let's do this Google Hangout thing, because the hip hop industry, generally speaking, it's not to speak about the whole industry in itself, but it's hurting, y'all. And some of these hip hop artists, or I should say some of today's hip hop artists, aka rappers, are kind of messing it up. Of course, I'm an old school head, so that's why I'm saying this, but they're kind of messing it up. So that's why I got to ask the question, why do you rap? Now, if your immediate answer is, to get paid, to get rich, to get famous, quote unquote, those things are more so outside of who you are and what you are. When I ask you why, I didn't say what for. Why? Back in the days, if y'all don't know, especially during the 80s, a lot of people who were hip hop artists were rapping because they had something they wanted to say, to share, to educate, and to entertain. One thing was for sure, we didn't have the Gangsta Hip Hop artists. We didn't have the Gangsta Hip Hop. That was kind of introduced mainstream by NWA, I think in the either late 80s or the early 90s. I think the late 80s. But before then, it was more so the philosophical type thing, the Northeast type, New York type thing, the Bronx, the Boogie Down, etc., Brooklyn, etc., etc. But at that point in time, I think back then, because I'm 44, so I was in hip hop. I was a teenager then. I was able to connect because there was a plight. There was a reason. There was something. What they were saying, I could feel in so many words. And understand, it was at that point in time, kind of sort of the masses, to a certain degree, in reference to young African American males, to a certain degree. I mean, although it came out of New York, you didn't find too many people in the South being able to relate because we're not in New York. But there were certain things that it gave us that feeling. It gave us that hope. Their stories kind of touched us. I always say your song got to mean something. You have to be talking about something, not talking just to be talking. My attitude is this: if you wrote your whole rap on a piece of paper, without the music, I just read it like a letter, would it make sense to me? It's kind of like a movie. What was the purpose of it? A movie has a beginning, a middle, and end, in so many words. It starts one way and it ends one way. How the hell is your song ending? It's kind of like you said all that to say what? See what I'm saying? And that's how you got to really structure your songs. They got to be talking about something. See, because if you're doing what everybody else is doing, that's why you're getting what everybody else is getting. And if the people that you following ain't got nowhere, go figure. So now let's look at those individuals who have made it. Now, of course, there's a lot of politics, red takes in the hip-hop industry. So, once again, there's a lot of exceptions to this rule. Not everybody that's on the radio got a record out, quote-unquote, is really talking about something. Some of them are truly entertainers. Some of them are just damn near entertaining. See what I'm saying? But once again, eventually the lifestyle catches up with them. What this lifestyle, what this hip-hop culture really represents, eventually catches up with them. So if you're on the positive tip, maybe some more positive things will happen. If you're on the negative tip, go figure. So once again, one thing I want to point out is, are you really hip-hop artists? Because back in the day when hip-hop came out, they was talking about something. You know, maybe nothing that was very exciting or important to you, but at that point in time, if you was around during that time and you can relate to it, because the culture also includes graffiti and breakdance, etc., the DJing and stuff, you know, that's all part of the culture, not just basically being able to recite rhymes and instrumental track. So once again, you got to really identify with hip hop. You want to identify with the whole entire culture, and most of y'all ain't even doing that. Oh my goodness, yo, check this. Hip hop truly is a culture, and as we know, some of the things that we did back in the day to basically create the culture, etc., we kind of sort of no longer do. But in reality, you know, we still do have the DJing. The DJs are very, 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 very important. We still have the graffiti artists. It's not done as much, you know, but then again, there's many ways to do it online. There's people who's being creative and doing things with Photoshop, etc., you know, but in reference to hip-hop culture, quote-unquote. Shouts out to a lot of the people out there, these illustrators, these graphic artists, quote-unquote, who's keeping it alive. You know, I really love what y'all doing. So once again, you have to kind of some way, what you're doing and what you're talking about, the purpose of you basically getting into this hip-hop industry or this hip-hop culture is because you hopefully adding something to the culture. See what I'm saying? Hopefully something you're talking about is going to do something for somebody. I said this before and I'm going to say it again. Not everybody really want to hear about your problems. You know, not everybody want to hear about all the girls you done banged. Nobody really cares how many times you got high. You know, number one, they don't really care how much weed you selling or dope you selling or crack you selling. Why? Because they ain't seeing none of the money. Think about it. You said all that to say what? And how is that benefiting the next man who's listening to your music hoping to get something, or maybe to have hope that, okay, I can get to the next level too? What are you truly representing? And what you got to think about is, if it's the hood, this is what I got to say to the hood cats. Once again, my opinion. If you're rapping for the hood, I would like to know which of your hood rappers that you know, whether online, offline, or in your neighborhood. Now, keyword here is hood rappers. And if you don't know what that is, then that's going to be a problem in itself. But who in the hood you know makes 7 figures? Rapping, that is. I know we got some people out there doing some other things, making big money. Rapping. So I see a lot of y'all emulating some of the rappers in your hood, your neighborhood, your community, sometimes even in your tri-state region, for the most part. Having a similar style, similar concept, similar topics, similar subjects, and having the same success. But then some of you that see those having success, they may hit the radio. Now, as all of us professionals know, just because you're on the radio don't mean you making no money. It simply means your record's being played. I don't know how many points you get on that little single you got on the radio, but it ain't $1 a spend. Trust me on that. You ain't getting that dollar. Maybe somebody independent is. So once again, there are exceptions. But as my whole point of the hood music is this: if you're doing it to uplift your hood, to represent your hood, to, you know, in reference to all that, then all well and good. You know, but don't complain about what you ain't getting. You know, you can't hate on somebody who's not doing what they're doing, who's not doing the hip hop in the hood, but having much better success than you may be having in the hood. Don't hate on them. See, they decided to take a different direction because they are emulating, copying somebody who's getting money. Yeah, because that's their ultimate goal in this particular sense. In reference to what they want for their career. They want their career to pay them some bills. They're going to do all that. They're going to say, okay, I want to pay some bills of what I'm doing. So guess what they do? They copy, emulate those individuals who are getting paid. But see, here's the difference. Look at that. Look at how those who walk and talk and eat are getting paid. Look at what they wear, what they drive, etc., etc. Look at it. Look at what they rapping about. That's really the most important thing you got to do. Look at what they rapping about. And say, what they saying is getting them booked. B-O-O-K-E-D. Because as we know, if you in the hood, you know what the word bootleg means. For those who don't know what bootleg mean, it's basically mean when you can buy a copy of an original copy of something at a discount price. You can go buy the Jay-Z album out of Best Buys, make a copy of it with your CD burner, and sell it, with the information written with the marker on the CD, or maybe even a copy and paste. You may even go as much as laminating. And some of these bootleggers have stepped it up. I give them their props, but just don't bootleg my stuff. But anyway, so they're doing it that way. So my attitude is, if hood music is bootleg, your music might get bootleg too. So if you're trying to do this for money, but you got that bootleg mentality and you're putting out that bootleg music, go figure. Once again, if you want to get money, do what the ones who are getting money do. It's called copying success, and really that kind of goes across every angle of business, not just the hip hop industry, from beauticians to morticians to whatever you want to call it. Basically, people are in business to make money, to be able to buy themselves what they want and blah, 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 provide for their family and friends, and whatever the case may be. They do it to make the money. So they say, you know what, I'm going to copy success. I'm going to do what successful people do so I can have what successful people have, if it is money that you want. Some of you don't want to represent the hood. Cool. Once again, represent your hood. I have no problems with that. I don't have the background of a hood. I've lived in them, but I don't have that background. I never really adopted the mentality. I didn't adopt the drive. I didn't adopt the purpose. I just didn't. Because, I've always been the kind of individual who say, you know what? I got to do things bigger than that. And my neighborhood just wasn't big enough for me. So to me, at this point in time, that my name being Mr. World Famous, for me it fits. Because my hood is the world. So basically I got to do things that can affect the world, which means I have to be very versatile. Got to be open-minded. Got to be patient. See what I'm saying? I don't have no tunnel vision. Because I'm a businessman. I enjoy making money. I enjoy getting money. Because I'm a businessman. So what I do, I watch what successful people do. Going back to my point, they put on shows. Think about that. They put on shows. They don't wear shorts and a white t-shirt and some scruffed up sneakers and a hat, a ball cap on their head, and recite their instrumental lyrics. Recite their lyrics on instrumental beat. They don't do that. Not the ones who are making it. There's a lot more required. Why? Because for the audience to spend a penny on your butt, it got to be worth it. They don't want to pay no money to come see you stand on stage with a microphone and some blue jeans, a t-shirt, a hat on and stuff, talking about how bad, how many hoes you done did and blah, blah, blah. They don't. You wouldn't even pay for that. How many niggas in your hood have you went out and paid money to see, to rap about that stuff you be rapping about, or what they even rap about? How many shows have you been to for that? You hear that silence? Yeah, I wish this was Google Live, so y'all can start throwing out some names. Dogs, you got to step it up. You have to do what winners do what losers won't. Remember that. Winners do what losers won't. So if these people are losing and you're doing what they're doing, guess what? You losing too. Maybe. Now, of course, there are the exceptions to the rules. If you are a pioneer, for those who don't know, in layman's terms, means somebody who basically is the inventor, the creator, is something entirely new that eventually others may emulate, jump on, etc., copy, blah, blah, blah. But just like, let's say, the electric slide. I don't know if that's original line dance, but reference to black line dance that is. But of course, there's many other line dance songs that came out after that. But they were considered the pioneers because, from my observation, they was the first one to hit mainstream with a line dance. And that's why they do it now, and still in clubs and weddings and everywhere. They were the pioneers of the line dance type thing on the mainstream within this century, I would say. If it was done before then, I'm not aware of it, and I don't mind the education. Hit me up on Twitter with the education. But think about that. So if you're going to keep doing what you're doing, at least be a pioneer. At least do what you do better than what everybody else is doing it. You got to do it better. You got to make the people in the hood want to do what you like. Damn, you know what? I'm a hood rapper just like he is, but I ain't got that kind of swag. If y'all still say swag, but I ain't got that kind of swag. I ain't that trill. I mean, I don't really know the meaning of some of these words. I'm just trying to speak. So once again, be a pioneer. If you're gonna do what you do, if you gotta stay where you are and keep doing what you're doing because it's true to your heart, At least be a pioneer or something. Wear something different in your show. Rap with a different style, different tempo, different type beat, different type. Change something. Dye your hair yellow or something. Just don't do what everybody else is. Because it's so funny how when one rapper walk on stage at a showcase, once he get off, another rapper walk on stage. We know he's a rapper because he's basically has the same dress code to a certain degree. It's usually the blue jeans. I ain't saying put on tuxedo like Jay-Z doing, but it won't hurt. You know, if you're gonna put on some jeans, at least throw on some. And I'm like I said, I'm not really fashionable because I wear more like suits. Throw on a Coogee or something or whatever the latest thing is. Spend that $100 something for a pair of blue jeans if you're gonna wear blue jeans. So once again, you set a whole new standard. You set a whole different level. If you're gonna do something different, but if you're gonna go the cheap route and the easy route, guess what you're gonna get? You're gonna get cheap and easy tickets. Nobody gonna pay to see you. That's the key. It's come down to performances because bootlegging is basically taking money out of your pocket. So, but they can't take money out of your stage show because they got to pay to come see you. And let them come in with their cameras. Please beg them to come with the cameras. Come with the cameras. Tell them, everybody pull out your cell phone. You want to videotape this. You want to film this right now. It's going to be the dopest show in the city for the night. You want them because that'll help you go viral. See what I'm saying? If you want to do something, have them bootleg your freaking performances. Have them seeing you perform live on stage and encourage them to record what you're doing. Tell them to put out their cameras. Take a picture. Because just trying to pass out the little CD might do one thing. But number one, if your show was whack, they probably ain't going to even like your song. And if your song is hot, but you do a whack show, they may no longer like your show. I mean, your song because of your whack show. Now that they see that this nigga is fake. And one of the fakest things back in the day when hip hop artists were performing live, they performed to instrumental beats. They didn't rap over their pre-recorded vocals. They didn't rap over themselves. They rapped live. You know why? And guess what? Here is the genius. Here is the respect in rapping live. Is that if you know your stuff, you're going to deliver it. You ain't going to mess up. All these rappers rapping over their vocals and forgetting their lines in the middle of their rap, so they stop, and you hear playing on the CD that's playing in the background, and they dancing and looking down at the feet trying to figure out where to come back in. Or even if they do know their raps, and somehow they done ran out of breath. Why? Because they didn't practice. They sat on their butt in the studio or stood in front of a microphone, delivered their lyrics, 1 or 2 different takes and stuff, and think you can do that live? Dog, if you can't do it live, you ain't really doing it. If you can't do it live, you ain't really doing it. We respect those cats that say, play my instrumental. I'm going for the gusto right here. I'm going to go make it or break it. Do or die. I live this. I rap this every day. That's the real hip hop artist. They don't need to hear themselves. They don't need their own lyrics to back them up. And sometimes you got some bad sound systems. Sometimes it's help to have it on. You know, I've done it. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I haven't done it as a rap artist, but I've had artists that I allowed to do it. That's a lot because sometimes the sound system's whack or the microphone's whack, and sometimes that do help. Well, see, if you got management, you make sure the sound is right. You make sure that sound check is right when you grab on stage. When you get on stage, yo, mic check 1 2. He can be playing your song. Y'all, can y'all hear me out there? Let them tell you if you're too loud or you're too soft. If you're too loud, it's okay because it's all about you anyway. But the bottom line is, you are the show. You got to make it. Do it to the instrumental beat because that means you practiced it, you learned it, and you're going to deliver it because you feel it. But if you just reciting your lyrics over an instrumental beat and stuff to be hype and stuff to impress somebody, you ain't got to rap to get pussy. If you're trying to get laid with this, you ain't got to rap to do that. This basically learn how to talk to a woman. It's really that simple. Unlike you, I don't rap anymore. But I still can get some intimacy from the opposite sex. A woman, that is. Why? Because I know how to talk to a woman. I ain't got to rap to get her. I ain't got to rap to her for her to date me. I ain't got to rap to her for her to think I'm cool. Nah. I simply know how to talk to women. I'm a man of respect. And I give what I want. I give what I expect to receive. In so many words. And that's very diverse. But my point is this. Rap live instrumentals. I know there's those exceptions, but I ain't hearing it. The audience is going to respect you more that you decided to get up there and put on a real show for them. They will pay to come see that. Why? Because nobody else is doing it. All these cats rapping over their lyrics. Where they do that at? See, that's why I got the AKA 2K Rap Assassin. Because I'm coming after y'all. Y'all whack rappers just messing up the game. That all y'all started sprouting up in the 2000s. Since the 2000s, y'all been sprouting up, popping up everywhere. I'm here in the ATL, in Augusta also. You know, I kind of like that, you know, in the 90s, you know, in the 80s it was the hip-hop. In the 90s it was the 90s it was the bass movement, you know. But once again, a lot of that stuff was real. They performed. You got to understand, the first hip-hop artists, you know, they was dancing. They was dancing. These cats will run circles around y'all. Some of these cats coming back out and still dancing. Big Daddy Kane still dancing. Doing a lot of you young cats can't do. Why? Because you can't move your feet and say a rap at the same time. You're discombobulated. You just can't do it the same. That's like trying to rub your stomach in your head at the same time. You just can't do it. Because it ain't in you. That's why I ask, are you really a hip-hop artist? Is it in you? Can you relate to the whole entire culture of it? You know, you love the creativity of the graffiti, whether you're doing it or not, but you love how people can simply create something out of thin air, whether it's on a computer, whether it's on paper, whether it's with a can of paint, whether it's with a brush, the artisticness behind hip-hop culture. Can you appreciate the DJs, number one, who will play your music, who got the ability to cut and scratch, to make a song more than what it is, to really appreciate that culture of a DJ? Can you appreciate somebody that gets on stage and do more than what you do? He decides to take time out to save his money to buy an image. If he got to save up 4 checks to buy one pair of jeans that got an actual design on it, don't say Lee or Levi's on the back. You know, that maybe support a real design that says, you know what, I believe I put quality on my body, on my vessel. I believe enough in myself to invest in myself. And if I ain't got the money, because my gift is so good, you know, as a rapper, quote unquote, somebody will support me. If you're that good, people will put money up. If you're that good, people will get behind you. They will. You got to, man, you know, I'm the best thing since sliced bread. Brother, show me some performance videos. That's what I need. I need to see you on stage. I don't care how big your catalog is, which means how many songs you got, how many mixtapes you got. I don't give a flim-flam about that. Because it's harder to sell that than it is to sell your stage show. If I can book you on stage, I can sell you and your CD at the same time. But if your CD can't get you booked, you ain't gonna see no money. And I don't want to represent you if I ain't making no money, because I'm doing it to get paid. If I'm going to provide my expertise, my knowledge, my experiences, my services to help excel your career, I want to get paid for that, because I took the years out to learn this stuff. It's kind of like people pay the college to go to school. When they get paid, when they get that degree, they want to get paid for what they did. I went to 4 years for college, brother. I know something, so I want to get paid for what I know. Same here, brother. They got the school of hard knocks. I've been to that school. They got the school of life. I've been to that school. They got a school of hip hop. For those who live in the culture, been to that school. You got to live it. If we ain't feeling you, it just ain't gonna happen. The music industry has become a whole lot more simpler with the internet. The best way to propel yourself in this industry using the internet, number one, is you got to continue to promote yourself, who you are and what you do. You got to connect with your audience. Sending somebody a freaking link to your music is not connecting. When are you cats gonna learn that? Think about it. Are there more individuals who got a record deal from doing just that, sending a link to somebody and saying, listen to my music? Or somebody who did a live show and got seen somewhere? Were there more record deals by live performances out there doing their damn thing, developing a fan base, or by simply sending a link? I answer the questions for you. Those individuals who are out there getting their black, white, whatever race you are on stage, performing their music to an instrumental beat live. Y'all just don't know how powerful that is. That's my biggest thing, live performances. That's why I'm so big on the artist development. Artist development, artist development, artist development. I do it. You get your budget together and let's get it done. You're gonna step to me, have a show. I'd rather watch your video on mute. If I can watch your music video on mute and be highly entertained, I ain't even got to hear a word you say. I ain't even got to hear your beat. If you got what y'all call swag, what we call charisma, what the X Factor calls the it factor, if you got it, we will see it. People are paying for what they see. That's why video is so hot. People pay for what they see. They want to see what they're paying for. It ain't just about hearing it. A MP3 alone ain't gonna do it, bruh. It can. There are exceptions, but it's not the majority. And those individuals who can sell themselves with just an MP3, you are a dope ass writer. What you're saying they must be feeling can relate to and have mass appeal. Keyword here is mass appeal. It don't just relate to your hood, your community, your school. It has mass appeal. There's more people in the world that can relate to it, that desire it, that will pay to come see you sing, rap that song. They ain't feeling it. Don't expect much. Work on your performance. Learn your freaking lyrics, then perform them. And have everybody in the world videotape you performing. Tell them, like I said, to pull out the cell phones and film it. I don't care. Be in the mall, be in the parking lot. Get your butt on film, on film, on film. Don't give me no nonsense about I ain't got no freaking camera. Somebody you know, if you got friends, got a camera on their phone. And all it needs to be is 4 megapixels or better. Because if it's at 8 megapixels, it's shooting 720p anyway. If it's HTC or iPhone, it's making some good freaking A videos. You just make sure that you close enough and that you got some good lighting if you're going to be outside. Make videos to get your butt out there, to get known, to get fans, to get paid, to get a record deal, to get attention, to build your credibility in this industry, to be taken seriously in this industry. Get yourself videotaped. Get your black, your white, whatever race you is out of that freaking studio and perform somewhere. I don't give a flim flam about your 50 million MP3s. I give a flim flam about where you performing at. Send me the links on Twitter if you in the ATL or more so Augusta right now, or the ATL area. Say, yo, I'm performing live at so and so place. Please let me know when you performing. And if I can't make it, make sure somebody videotape it. I want to see everybody posting your video on the internet. Why? Because you put on such a good freaking show. They gotta show the world. But if it's whack, they ain't showing nobody. They deleting it and putting up the video that they like better. You have to interact with the people, not just send freaking tweets. Interact, make friends, talk to people, establish a fan base, have a reason for rapping. Have a reason. Talk about something. Get a concept. What does your music, your whole album represent? That statement, oh, I can rap about anything. That's not a good answer to an A&R rep. He wants to know what your concept is. You know, he wants to know how to market and promote you. Oh, what, you a booty shake rapper? What, you a gangster rapper? What, you a Christian rapper? All on the same freaking album? How we gonna market that? If your Christian song becomes a hit and he puts that album out and the song got a booty track on it saying, shake your ass, girl, and show me your breast, that album ain't gonna really sell that well, bruh. Because it's going to be hypocritical. It's going to be too many contradictions. Pick a freaking concept, the reason why you rap, what's true to your heart, your knowledge, whatever it is, your story, and rap about that. Give us something consistent that we want to go back and hear more about. Jay-Z had the hustler mentality, the hustler image, quote unquote. He became the hustler. Rick Ross became the boss. See what I'm saying? Those are concepts. What the freak is your concept? Join me on Google Hangout. I'm Mr. World Famous at gmail.com. Add me to your circle of friends so that we can so you can be notified of the Google Hangouts, so we can talk more, so I can talk to you directly. We can go over what you're doing, quote unquote. We can network. I can turn you on to the individuals who can help your career. For those individuals who are looking for people like you. But once again, are you really hip hop artists? Which means you envelop the whole culture, not just reciting lyrics and instrumental beat, brother. Put on a show, make us feel you. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. World Famous. My Facebook fan page, Mr. World Famous. I'm on Instagram, Mr. World Famous. I'm on there. Find me, follow me, connect with me, talk to me. Don't spam me. And let's get this damn thing started. In the meantime, meet me on Google Hangout. I'm out of here.